You know, a student said to me recently, Emily, how many phrasal verbs do I need to know to pass my B2 exam? And I didn't know how to answer that question because phrasal verbs suck and you shouldn't have to learn any of them. But that's not what I'm here to tell you today. That's just my opinion. Professionally, I have to respond with the actual answer to that. So let's talk about phrasal verbs. Hi, welcome to a relaxing moment of English with me, your English teacher, Emily. So today we're going to talk about phrasal verbs. Basically, it's important to know phrasal verbs if you are someone who speaks frequently in informal situations with other native speakers. Phrasal verbs are more commonly informally used. And the reason why is because we have two types of verb. We have an original verb, that's what I call it, and a phrasal verb. Let's use the word enter, for example. If a friend knocks on my door and I answer, I could say enter, or I could say come in. Which one sounds better? Come in, right? I'm trying to be informal because I want to be friendly to my friend, because we are friends. If I said enter, that's very vampiric and maybe my friend would be scared. And I don't want my friend to be scared because I want to be friendly, because we are friends. So in order to be more friendly, I would use a phrasal verb. Phrasal verbs are very commonly, very frequently used verbs like come, take, have, make, go, combined with a preposition, up, down, off, on, for. More of them. There's many, right? You know this. I'm not going to tell you things you already know. That would be a waste of time. What I am going to tell you, however, is that all of these websites that give you the top 50 phrasal verbs, top 100 phrasal verbs, are all rubbish. I'm just kidding. Don't cancel me. But I think that there is a point in this. If you're going to learn phrasal verbs, you should learn them by speaking. You shouldn't be learning them by taking a pencil, getting a book, making a list. You're not going to remember anything like that. How are you going to remember your phrasal verbs? Well, maybe you will remember one or two a week, but you have to think of real life situations. Let's use get over as our example. Get over means to recover from something, maybe an illness, or maybe a difficult situation in life. I just got over a cold. I was coughing and sneezing for a couple of weeks. It was horrible, but I got over it. I recovered from it. Think of a real life situation in your life where you can use get over. Maybe you got over a breakup. Maybe you got over being fired from your job. Think about why that happened, why you could use that phrasal verb. Remember that I am not your therapist, but I am your English teacher. And if we have to talk about personal situations to learn phrasal verbs, then that is how it will be. Phrasal verbs are not for people who have to talk to non-native people. A non-native person can use a phrasal verb, but it's not so common. If you work in a multinational company with people who don't speak English as their first language, then you're probably never going to use very many phrasal verbs. I want you to keep this in mind because this is a situation that lots of people have to face. For that reason, phrasal verbs are not 100% necessary in day-to-day life if you have to use English very frequently. There are a few basic phrasal verbs that you can acquire, and this should be done by conversation. So, what can you do? Listen to podcasts, watch YouTube videos, listen to music, and watch some series. If you would like some recommendations, I always would like to recommend my podcast that I share with my wonderful friend Anna. We like to exchange pleasantries and phrasal verbs very frequently. But as I said, your search for the top 50 phrasal verbs is a waste of time because you should be focusing on those grammatical aspects that you find more difficult. Vocabulary that comes from phrasal verbs is secondary to these things because phrasal verbs are not always necessary, whereas grammar absolutely is. I hope that this was useful to you, and I hope that you could learn some interesting facts about phrasal verbs. I hope you feel better, and I hope to see you soon. I hope a lot of things, don't I? But I really do. I really do. So I hope you get over this class, and I will see you in the next episode. Ta-ta.